Hey guys, welcome to another episode of the Mixing Martial Arts podcast. My podcast this week ran a little long, and I still wanted to talk a bit about some of the interesting prospects on Bellator's card, so I'll make this episode exclusive for my premium Substack subscribers. You can find the full podcast on mixingmartialarts.com. Only $5 per month gets you access to a growing library of in-depth premium breakdowns, exclusive podcast episodes, and early access to any YouTube video breakdowns I make. I'm beginning to realize I open every episode of the podcast the same way. I'm going to have to get some new intros eventually, and maybe some theme music too. I'm torn between either the loudest, most annoying Muay Thai Sarama music I can find, or that cool Chechen song that all the Chechen fighters in ACA walk out to every time. And speaking of the Russian ethnic republics, Bellator's card this weekend was randomly stacked with a bunch of cool prospects from that area. So without further ado, let's dig into that. Ramazan Kuramagomedov fought Jason Jackson for the Bellator welterweight championship. Kuramagomedov is a guy I was super high on really early into his career. I stumbled across him on an ACB card in one of his first fights. I think he had like one or two pro fights around that time, and he was incredibly well-rounded and looked like an experienced vet already. I don't think I'd seen any fighter look so well put together at that point in their career, and I've followed his career closely since then. There were a couple years where he was pretty inactive, and it seemed like it might derail his development, but since joining Bellator, he's had a pretty regular schedule and has been looking quite good. I thought Jason Jackson could potentially be a tough matchup for him. He's a really good wrestler, strong in the clinch. In his last fight, he beat Yaroslav Amosov, landed a lot of nice counter uppercuts when Amosov blitzed in, and Kuramagomedov can struggle with those guys who can get in your face and enforce a high pace, but Kuramagomedov looked really great early on in the fight. He completely dominated the first 3 rounds, was honestly making Jackson a really good fighter look like kind of a scrub even. Jackson ended up having a lot of trouble with the long southpaw distance. Kuramagomedov did a good job feinting in and out, picked him off with hard inside leg kicks, but Kuramagomedov's offensive grappling and work in the clinch surprised me a lot. He was whooping Jackson in clinch transitions. He looked super comfortable striking into the clinch, hitting him a couple times and then moving out, and Jackson couldn't really get anything going there. He also managed to take Jackson down and control him on the ground a bit in the first round, and that surprised me too.